Hello, my name is Meerah and I am a Lorekeeper in one of Yog's Lost libraries, and today I wanted to give you my thoughts on the new region in Black Desert, the Land of the Morning Light. It just came out recently on June 14th. These are all just my personal opinions. Everybody is entitled to their opinion except for our spammers. So I'll get started with what I loved about it. Landscape is 10 out of 10. The scenery, all of it is just gorgeous. No matter where you go in Land of the Morning Light, it's just beautiful. The music is really relaxing and lovely as well. The region feels huge and like there's tons to explore. There's one main city and 2 towns, and all 3 of them have storage keepers and work supervisors and central market NPCs. I like that there's no violent mobs you have to worry about running into when you're autopathing or when you're out exploring. It's really nice. There's a ton of new crops you can gather and several large gathering areas across the region, one of which is really similar to like Northern Wheat Plantation, and I freaking love it there. It is so nice and relaxing. There's a ton of new fishies and fishing titles, and fishing literally anywhere in Land of the Morning Light is such a chill experience. There's lots of new recipes too, which I love. I actually switched over to one of them for my guru cooking boxes. I really like how all the new nodes all cost 1 CP. That's really nice. I love that the new excavation nodes don't give you like a trash drop. They just give you like the traces and the crystals and whatever useful byproduct they have, like mysterious powder. On the mainland, all of the excavation nodes give a worthless trash item that's like unique to that region that you would get if you grinded the mobs from that area. So that's a nice change. Takes up a lot less storage space, and yeah, I really appreciate it. The main story questline is just wonderful. It's just wonderful. I love the different stories and how they all connect together so seamlessly at the end. It's just so well written. I love that there are crossroads that actually make you feel like your choice mattered. I love that when quests in the main story require you to chop a tree or a fish or whatever, now there's just an interact button instead of actually having to do that particular life skill and hope the RNG is on your side and you get the item required for the quest, and sometimes that can be really time consuming. For this, they just made it an interact button and it's a guaranteed get, and you don't have to rely on Lady Luck to complete a quest. It's such a nice change. I also love that they teleport you anytime the main story questline needs you to go somewhere far away, like a different village or all the way back up to Bari Forest or whatever, you know? Also, main story questlines now have a special quest symbol, and if the quest has like multiple objectives, the completed ones will have a red check mark on them as you finish them. I just loved all the new cutscenes. The voice acting was phenomenal, just so amazing, and chef's kiss. I loved it so much. It was so good. They really brought the characters to life with the voice acting. The artwork in the ending cutscenes for all of the different storylines is also really beautiful and just gorgeous, and I also love that even some of the side quests have ending cutscenes. I appreciate that. I love side quests. I really find something just so enjoyable about doing the little side quests for NPCs and the insight that that gives us into the backstory of the people and the culture of the region. The NPC dialogue in the side quests is just so wonderfully written. It just gives so much life to the region, I feel. There's a lot of class exclusive content and dialogue in Land of the Morning Light. I've only scratched the surface with like the 2 characters that I've played there. I imagine there's a lot more that I'm missing. The ones that I know about are in the main story questline. Near the end, Woosa and Maegu get unique and special dialogue during cutscenes and with the NPCs, and Tamer gets an entire questline with more lore for her on Hamo Island. Apparently Musa also has a questline and special dialogue in Hanji County, which I still need to experience and make a video about. I assume eventually that Maehwa will get a special quest too, since she's from Huasan Valley, but since we haven't actually been to Huasan Valley yet, it'll probably be coming out with Land of the Morning Light Part 2, along with like the capital and the Wudo and Juado schools and all that good stuff. As for the other characters that are described as being from the Far East and overseas, such as like Lahn, Kuno, and Ninja, I believe that they're gonna get their own region. Kuno's lore specifically calls her homeland the Ruta region, and a lot of specific locations are named in her Awakening and Succession questlines. There is dialogue in the main story questline that mentions a spy from Land of the Soaring Bird, so that could be a teaser for a new region that is coming in the future, whether or not that is the Ruta region for Kuno and Ninja, or if it's Lahn's homeland, or if Lahn and Kuno and Ninja are from the same place, is anybody's guess. Oof. Sorry, kind of went off on a rabbit trail there. Yup, it's a good segue, actually. The new races, the Hare Folk, the Turtle Folk, and the Stripe Folk, are all wonderful. I love them so much. The NPCs are so precious. The Hare Folk and Turtle Folk use puns, and it's just very cute and silly. 10 out of 10. I love it. Another little addition is there's several Shiba Inu NPCs in every town. Will occasionally run up to you and bark and put their paws up, and it is absolutely adorable. My only complaint is that I cannot pet the dog. The bosses are all really unique. Their stories are really, really cool, and the designs are really, really cool. The boss blitz is really fun, and I like that you get so many rewards for not a lot of your time. Housing is really nice. Both of the manors are well designed. My favorite thing is the covered porch area at the large manor. I finally have a place to park my horses when I'm doing cooking and alchemy, so they don't have to stand in the rain anymore. I also like that there's a lore reason that the mansions are given to you, and that they're like actually involved in the main story questline. There is a ton of knowledge to get in this new region. There's also a lot of new titles that you can get either through MSQ or side quests. There are new adventure logs, and even this like huge scavenger hunt for heavy chests that the Dokebi have hidden around the region. The list of things that I didn't like is a lot shorter, and I'll try to make my criticisms constructive and not just complain for the sake of complaining. There are a lot of stable keepers, which is really good, but also kind of strange since there are no horse spawns in Land of the Morning Light, but you see NPCs riding out in the open world on them. I don't know where those horses are coming from. You have to Magnus to the mainland to catch horses right now. Adding a few horse spawns would be really, really nice. Liana, Dalishain, and Ludowig haven't made it over to Land of the Morning Light yet, and so you have to Magnus over to the mainland to turn in your life skill dailies or accept your life skill dailies if you're wanting that EXP on the same character. Maybe they'll be coming over later. Yogg, I hope so. I wasn't a huge fan of locking all the residence options behind the main story questline. It made cooking and alchemy for side quests and dailies basically impossible until the main story questline is finished. I had to Magnus back to the mainland to do my cooking for a couple days there because I took it slow through the main story questline. You do get your first manor about halfway through MSQ, and the larger one is obviously at the very end. So it would be nice if there was like a tiny residence in Nampo, like a tavern room you could rent just to have a place to do cooking and alchemy. I haven't tried the sniper hunting yet, so I don't really have an opinion yet on the actual mechanics of it. Sniper hunting is not new, but I think the hunting zone is too small. It's always contested. Like, every time I go there just to look, there's always like 5 people there fighting over the mobs. Also on NA, there's a guild named Cho, and it's either the guild or a member of the guild has been harassing life skillers there. I think that either multiple hunting zones or a bigger hunting zone would be nice, and maybe an additional hunting area somewhere that's just regular matchlock hunting and not sniper hunting. The cutscenes were awesome, and probably one of my favorite things, but oftentimes the characters' lips and faces don't move or show any emotions, and the animation can sometimes bug out or loop unintentionally, which can be pretty immersion breaking. But that's a minor complaint. Those are my thoughts. What did you think about Land of the Morning Light? A reminder that if you are an R spammer and if you complain about there being no story or there's no content, your opinion's not valid because you chose to skip the story and the content. There is over 12 hours of main story questline alone. So if I see any comments about that, I'm just gonna straight up delete them, okay? Okay. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like or a comment. And if you would like to be notified the next time I post a Black Desert related video, you can hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Maegu Awakening comes out July 5th, so I will be covering her Awakening lore in a video coming up soon, and I do also plan to do a video about the Musa exclusive dialogue and quest. Thank you so much to my supporters. If you would also like to support the channel, there are links in the description below. I hope to see you next time here in the library.